All right, I'm just going to help you get started on finding your animal that you want to work with for wrapped animal. So first thing you want to do is think about contour lines, just line drawings for animals. And you can do this by searching a Google search where you can look up, you see I recently did that, animal line drawings. So you can just get the simple line drawings and you can copy and paste them, and I already did some of that here. But some of these are the whole body. We really just want the head, like this ram was a good one, or this wolf, just the head. The reason for that is if you get the whole body, then all the sections will be really small for you to fit a weaving pattern into each section. So the whole body wouldn't work very well. Maybe if you use bigger paper, you could get away with it, but I really only expect you to use a 9 by 12 piece of paper. This dog is a good one. It's just the head. It has too many textures and lines in there. But we could simplify it into something. But if you find a picture that you like, but it's like this horse, let's say you wanted to do this horse, then you could crop just the head and not have to worry about doing the whole body. So you want to double click, and then you want to take it from the corners or from the sides and just get a good area. I don't know, it's kind of up to you as the artist. I think I'm going to do it more like a portrait. I'm going to try that. Now I want to stretch this picture to take up a whole page. Make sure you got rid of margins if you're using Google Docs. Get rid of the margins by going to File, Page Setup, and then you can change the margins. I changed mine to 0.3, so I have lots of room to stretch my animal picture on a whole piece of paper. Have it take up as much of the piece of paper as possible. In fact, I think there's still room for me to crop some of the white off, the extra white, so I can get that horse to go all the way to the edge of my paper. Then it will be easier to find the sections and to trace. So now you have to decide, am I going to put paper on this and trace from my computer screen, or am I going to print and trace maybe at my window? I decided to print, and I would like to help you to know how to trace. So I have a light table here in my room instead of using the window or my computer screen. And I have this guy. You can do cartoon animals too, or imaginary animals. And I can put it underneath, get it to where I want it, try and take up your whole piece of paper. Then you can find the sections in your animal. So I probably won't include all of that furriness. Those are cute and all, but that could be hard to put a wrapped, like a weaving pattern in. So I'm going to simplify this. Get rid of some of the texture and keep it a smooth line drawing. You could put some of that texture in too. So now when I'm getting to his eyes, this gets a little tricky because I need to think about, now I'm not going to put weaving pattern in his eyes though. I don't recommend that. But I need to think about, do I want this eyebrow to be a section? Or do I want, I think I will. I think I'm going to actually connect it there. I want this head part to be a section, and then I can keep the bottom part separate. In fact, I think I'm going to connect that and finish that section there too. So you need to decide what would look good for, like I'll have one weaving pattern in this, and I'll have maybe a different one in that. So different sections can get different weaving patterns in them. This gets to be tricky if you have a line going off into a weaving pattern. You might end up sectioning that off or making it a really thick, solid line that goes on top of your weaving pattern. Let's see, I'm going to connect that over there. And I'm going to have my lines go all the way off the edge of my page. Okay, again, I need to find an end for this section. I think I'm going to do that. So that way I'm not left with extra unknowns. Okay, this little eyebrow might have to make it just a solid black line. Same thing with this smile, because they're not sections. If the line isn't part of making a section, I'll probably have to make it nice and solid. That's what your Sharpie's for too. You're going to use Sharpie to fill in the negative space on your weaving pattern. Now, if you already practiced your weaving pattern, you might be ready to go ahead and put some of that on your animal. I can see I forgot something. There we go. So you might be ready to put a weaving pattern right in this section. I don't know, it's kind of hard to know where to start. It's exciting and unsure maybe. I'm going to curve some of my lines. I think it's kind of neat if you curved some. That gives it like the animal not a flat feel to it. Let me move that down so you can see too. Remember, think of the impossible maze. Maybe I'll have some other skinnier or thicker areas. And then you just fill it with your weaving pattern. And of course, you'll practice doing your shading on here. All right, so hopefully that helps you find your animal and section it off for weaving.